Nectar Notes, notes from the heart, stories from the soul. To regulate yourself in that stress, and then you are doing this practice hoping it gets better. But 5 minutes after, you are snapping at your children, you are screaming, you are overwhelmed, you are emotionally drained, physically tired, exhausted, and then you're lost in this loop. You are spiraling and you can't get out of that. And maybe mom guilt is also hitting hard and you are blaming yourself. Why are you not strong enough? And then you're blaming, and the guilt comes because you are screaming at your children, but you wanted to make a difference. You wanted to raise your children different than you were raised. And hi, my love. In today's episode, I want to talk about nervous system regulation in your daily life, from the experience, from the perspective of a mother, a single mother. So I talked about this topic a lot, and you hear a lot of things at the moment. Nervous system regulation is around every corner. And at first, I just wanted to say this episode is not just for mothers, it's for every woman who wants to have a deeper understanding of what it means to really be able to hold yourself even in times where things feel unclear, heavy, or you just need to be all the time so aware and your system is just in alarm mode all the time. So keep listening. And also for the moms to be, or if you are planning to be a mother in the future, this episode is perfect for you. And for all the mothers out there, you need to listen to this episode. There is so much gold. I share so much from my own experience, what I learned the past years, almost 5 years, from being also a single mother. So it's a lot, let me tell you. So where do we start? Let's dive in. So as I told you already, nervous system regulation, you hear it around every corner. Everyone is talking about that. Everyone is telling you which tool you should use, how you can regulate that. Regulating the nervous system is the main goal and is why everyone is exhausted, burned out, or is the issue of almost every disease. And it's true. A lot of time we didn't talk about that topic, or society was not aware of it, or we just not listened to that. So I think it's really important that we talk about more about that, and also about the mental load we all carry, especially women, in our daily lives. The nervous system of women is also very different wired to the ones to men. So, and then if it comes to being a mother in your daily life, from being aware 24 hours, always needing to be present, you need to regulate yourself, hold space for yourself, and at the moment for your kids. So it's quite a lot to keep up to. And I really have to say that being a mother, or is where my biggest growth happened, my biggest transformation, and there are my biggest challenges, and my children are my biggest teachers. I'm so grateful for them and all we experienced together, what they triggered in me. And still at the same time, I have so many days where everything just feels too much, too heavy. And we really need to look at it from a different perspective. We can't look at it when we look at nervous system regulation that it fits for everyone, because I think mothers need so much more and such a different approach to it, because we see so much at the moment, and there are really nice techniques and approaches to how to stay regulated, but it just doesn't work for mothers. Our daily life, it's not possible. So I always say it's easy or easier to regulate your nervous system while you're just by yourself. You're just responsible for yourself, and you structure your day, you go to work, then you go home. And I don't want to say that, I really say it kindly, not that other women who don't have, they just have an easy life. But mothers have such a mental load nowadays, and it's also different than it was 20 years, 30 years ago, because now there is so much pressure on mothers. You need to be a good mother. You need to be present. You need to be aware how you raise your children, because as I said, it's not like we were raised, especially as a millennial mom. I am a millennial mom, so we grew up in households that maybe were not that safe, and we were not taught how to feel our emotions. We didn't have the space to really express ourselves. Maybe we didn't have the safety. Maybe our system was already in constant stress. We didn't feel seen or heard, and our parents were just not educated enough, for it was just a different time. It's not to blame them, but it wasn't enough, and it wasn't what we needed. So that is the thing why I think it's very hard for us millennial moms nowadays to really keep up with life, because we have to take care of everything: ourselves, our bodies, our children, our partner, work. Everything depends on us. And also with society, you need to be the perfect mom, but don't just stay at home. You need to be also successful. You need to have good work, but don't forget your body. You need to be healthy and fit. And don't forget your partner. He has also needs, and the list goes on and on. If you're a mother, you probably know what I'm talking about. So it's really not that easy. So to coming back to nervous system regulation, we really need another approach. And so we have so much load, and we bring already so much trauma in us that our nervous systems are already dysregulated just from our traumas, or what we endured, what we experienced just in life, and also after giving birth, postpartum. It's a challenging time, physically, emotionally. Hormones are all over the place, and it's like a rebirth. Every time you birth a child, some version or someone dies in you. A woman has to die too, and another version of you is going to be born. If you want it or not, you're a different human being after, and it feels like you need to get to know yourself again. and still cope with everything going on around you. And it's like, yeah, it's a new chapter. There is a little human being who relates on you and who depends on you. And sometimes even this feeling is overwhelming. So for me, the number one thing is for nervous system, that our nervous systems feel safe and can exhale. We need support. We need much more support. We need our support system, our village around us. This is not another technique that regulates our nervous system that we need. Because if we don't have the support system around us, someone who takes care of all the stuff that is going on, the household, making food, looking after the children, that you also have some me time, that is not a luxury anymore. That is necessary. And if we don't have that, it's almost impossible for us to stay regulated, because maybe you know the quote, you can't heal in an environment that is toxic, or you can't stay healthy or get healthy in an environment that is just draining you. So before you try to find the best nervous system regulation tool for you, or maybe you are in constant fight or flight mode, no, not any practice or tool will help you get out of this when you don't have a support system around you, when you don't have this safety net. Because then always, like, you're in constant stress, and then you are trying to regulate yourself in that stress, and then you are doing this practice hoping it gets better. But 5 minutes after, you are snapping at your children, you are screaming, you are overwhelmed, you are emotionally drained, physically tired, exhausted, and then you're lost in this loop. You are spiraling and you can't get out of that. And maybe mom guilt is also hitting hard, and you are blaming yourself. Why are you not strong enough? And then you're blaming, and the guilt comes because you are screaming at your children, but you wanted to make a difference. You wanted to raise your children different than you were raised. And I know all these thoughts. So if you really want to start to make a change, start with building a safety net, having a support system around you, having family that supports you. If you don't have family around, maybe you have some close friends. And that was also a big point for me, because I also didn't have this support system around me, this village, and also I was alone with 2 children. But the main thing was that I couldn't ask for help, because my whole life I was always the strong one. I did everything by myself, and I had a perfect role model. My mother was the same, and she still is like this, does everything by herself. So yeah, I thought I need to do this all by myself, or I was afraid to ask, because maybe then I have to give something back, or I don't deserve that. So if you also feel like you can't ask for help, or you don't deserve that, then it's maybe time first to work on that, and not just to fix something in you. Yes, you can do that, but you can also practice and decide differently. And at first, that feels maybe uncomfortable and wrong even, but you need to practice that, because otherwise you will not get out of that. You need support. let me tell you, that is the most important thing as a mother, because we are not used to live like this. Centuries ago, everyone was living in a village. There were people around you who took care of the children, of you, who made food. We were living in a community, and the life was totally different. We were connected to nature, to each other more. And now that is the main thing why so many, especially moms, are feeling so isolated and lonely, because there is no village anymore, no community really, no support system. Nowadays you don't even maybe know your neighbors. I experienced that here. Even I live in a city in Lucerne, and it's not really, yeah, you're not close to a lot of people, because everyone is living in their flat and living his life, going to work and then going home. So then you're with small children, and it can be really isolating. So that is the first point. And the second point is that it's important that you take the pressure out of your life, and the need that everything needs to be perfect, and you need to have it all figured out, and also the thought that you have to be every day happy and fulfilled, because that is not possible, and that is not life. Because life is all about experience. It's about ups and downs, and especially as a mother, there is so much uncertainty. One day you can have the most high and beautiful time with your children. Next day everyone is sick, and you are really on your knees surviving. And for me, it was really important to accept that, but still see the beauty in everyday life. So first take the pressure out of your everyday life, and also that take the pressure away, that you can't have a perfectly curated morning routine like someone else, and you don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning that you are healthy. You can implement just micro things in your daily life. You can include your kids, depends on their age, but it's possible to do it with them. You don't need to wait until you have free time. And really small micro habits or ritual can make a change, and they are much more valuable and important than if you do 1 hour yoga every day, and after you are again in chaos and overwhelmed. That is the worst for your system. So I would really recommend starting with micro habits to implement in your day, and not to flip your whole life around, or you think that you need to make big changes from day one. So just try to maybe get more out of your day. Maybe if it's just 1% more, that is okay. Just a little progress. So you can maybe start with, in the morning, to wake up a little bit earlier than your children, or if it's not possible, just when you open your eyes, put one hand on your heart and one on your belly, and really breathe deeply, and not really try to be, not to start in the head, and really focus and tune into your body. Feel all the sensations. Ask yourself, how do I feel today? What do I really need? Where should I put my focus on? And you can also ask for guidance for this day, for support, for spiritual and divine support, because it's always here. And also that What something that also was really beneficial for my nervous system and gave me a lot of peace in my daily life was that really stop being perfect. Leave the laundry. If your living room is a mess, it doesn't matter. Your kids will not remember how messy your home was. They will remember how present you were with them, how you were interacting with them, how much love there was in your home, how much love for how much time you spent with them. And if you don't know where to focus, if you have such a big to-do list, really ask yourself, where am I much needed at the moment? Where am I most needed at this moment? Does my focus need to be fully on my kids today? Or is today something different, more important? Don't focus on too much and really don't try to do everything at once. And if you can just do one thing on your to-do list, that is already enough. Don't be so hard on yourself. And the next thing is really what gave me so much peace and that allowed me to tap into gratitude and joy more was to really be present and to practice it every day. It's such a practice, and I'm still learning to practice it too. It's never gonna end because as a mom you need to be aware all the time. I know there is so much to do. You need to hurry. You need to make the kids ready. You may need to make lunch and the laundry and this. So you're always in a hurry. And in your head, you're already on the next thing or thinking, I need to buy this or that. So we are so much in our heads, and that means that we are not really in the present moment. So really try to, maybe if you do the dishes, and really try to focus on the dishes and not think of something else. Or really when you eat, don't just eat by standing or doing something. Really take time for intentional eating. So that was such a game changer for me. And even if that means that you eat after kids, but sit down, feel the food, try to do things slower, move slower, walk slower, speak slower, softer. And if you set this intention and you're observing how you go through your daily life, then it's much easier to change it. And you will see, if you practice this every day, it gets much easier. And that is so soothing for your nervous system. That already calms you in ways no other practice could do that. And also what helps me a lot, because I have two wild boys who are really active, so we need to be as much as we can outside. We go into nature in the forest, we go by the lake. It's much easier to relax for myself, to really also have much more breaks and much more space for myself. I can ground myself. We ground together, we hug trees, we sit on the grass, we are barefoot, we're going into the water, we cleanse us. That is already so regulating for your system. It's an immediate reset for your system when you can ground yourself daily, when you can breathe the fresh air, when you feel the sun shining, the energy of the sun in your face, the warmth. I think everyone knows this feeling. It energizes us, grounds us, and really helps us to see, feel, and think much clearer, and to be more in our bodies connected, because the more we are connected to nature, the more we are connected to ourselves, the more we feel ourselves. And another big thing for me is that I really try to integrate or include my kids in my daily rituals, my habits, and I really also started already years ago to just meditate in the chaos, sitting next to them, or doing my meditation in the morning. When they wake up, they see me immediately, and so that it doesn't feel like it's something next to being a mother, but belongs to our daily life, that they feel more and more this is normal, mama is doing it. And what I realized is that the more I did that, the more I consistently did that, and they saw me, the more natural it was for them. And we know it all. Children don't learn something or do something when we tell them to do it. They learn most from seeing what we are doing. So they started also to meditate. They got curious. Now they really want to meditate, and we do cacao ceremonies together, and we smudge together. I really try to do beautiful things with them together. We make together energy cleanses. I clear their chakras with a really beautiful rainbow ritual I created for them, and they really love it. You can really make it accessible also for your children, so it's really possible, and I will guarantee you they will love it. They also are so curious, and especially kids are still so pure and the most connected to the divine, to the spiritual realm. So they remember so much more. And if you really implement it in your daily life and really speak with them about these things and ask them questions and do little rituals with them and create meaningful moments, or even if you just pray before you eat and you bless your food with your hands, and or before going to bed you can make a nice evening ritual. There are so many beautiful things you can do with your children, and it will make it so much easier for you. What is also, I could tell you so many things more, and I could talk about this topic so much, but I just want to mention one more. What is really important for me and was on my journey to realize that the most important thing I have to create or try to tap into this feeling daily is joy, and also to realize that joy is not something that just comes suddenly in your life and then it's absent and then you have to wait until it's there again, or you can just feel it, experience it when you're by yourself or when you are going on these big activities or when you're just on holiday. It's really possible to tap into joy every day, but it's a decision, and joy is something we create. It is already in us. like love, like peace, like the freedom, everything we desire actually is already inside of us and is just waiting to be activated, and we can access that. So really try to focus more on how to bring joy in your daily life, and really ask yourself, what brings me joy? And maybe for some of you think like, okay, yeah, that's not a really big thing, but I had to learn it the hard way, because the thing that was most missing in my daily life as a mom was joy. You can get so easily into this loop of everything is just the same, you're isolated, you're not feeling alive, you're disconnected, you're exhausted, and you're just in this negative spiral. And then you're tired because you're not sleeping and you're not seeing something that excites you. So that's why it's so important to first be aware and realize that it's a decision and you create it. And then you take action. You can't just blame others and just say like, yeah, life as a mother is boring and it's like this, and but it's a decision you created, and then you take action and you are looking for joy. How can you create it in your daily life? Maybe you like to draw, then do that more. Maybe you love dancing, moving, then just dance. And even if you don't have so much free time, you can dance in your living room with your children. You can dance the shit out of you and go crazy. And I really have to tell you, it's so easy to tap into that, to feel joy, to feel pleasure. But you have to ask yourself and really be honest and not stay in victim mood and just think like, yeah, it's not possible for me. Yes, it is. You can start with small things, or maybe you like baking a really nice cake, or maybe if you feel lonely, then go to places, to spaces where you feel seen with like-minded people, where you can talk about your daily life and just feel understood. And you are or you can go to places where you're not feeling always like just the mom, because you hear every day just mom, 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 so that you're also a woman. Don't forget that you're also a woman at first, and mother is just a role. So you are a woman. What brings you joy? What brings you pleasure? What would you like to create? Because women are here to create, to birth something new in this life, and not just children. We are really here. We have this manifesting energy to create projects, things, tap into our creativity, and just follow our joy. What lights us up? What is our heart longing for? And really try to bring that more into your daily life. And it doesn't mean that you now need to like create a whole business or something. Yes, you can go for it, girl, but you can start with small steps. Or maybe you 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 love to do your own jewelry, or you love to create decorations and you start your own shop, online shop. Just follow your joy. I really want to end this conversation with this: really follow your joy. And it's also a practice, and it's not something you need to wait for to experience it, for an occasion or materialistic things for the next holiday. You are allowed to experience joy as a mother, especially as a mother, because remember, the most thriving kids are the ones with happy mothers. So if the mental health of the mother is stable, is good, if you are happy and fulfilled, then your children will also be like this. So it's so important to start with you and always focus on your well-being. And I know it's not always easy. There are days you just want to give up, do nothing, but just keep going because it's so worth it, and our children are really relying on us, and one day they will look back and say, I'm so proud that my mother was so happy and present and alive with us. She showed us how it is. She showed us how to experience this life to the fullest, to be so alive and present and to appreciate everything we are going through. And that is the main point of all of it. You are here to experience this life fully, and you're allowed to enjoy all of it, the good and the bad, and to make it. Please, mama, don't forget yourself. You are a priority. You are a superwoman. You are the hero. So your happiness is what matters most. Give yourself breaks. Put yourself as the priority and see your life thriving, because you deserve all of it. So I hope that conversation, you could take something from that it inspired you a little bit. And let me know if you want to hear more about this topic. So then I will do another episode, because there is still so much to talk about. So just let me know. And if you need any kind of support or guidance, and if you really want to take action and to step into self-leadership, holding yourself, creating the life you deserve, and take full responsibility for your happiness and for your actions, for your life, then just reach out. I would love to support you. And yes, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you in the next one. Much love to you, my dear. See you soon. Thank you for listening. And if this episode touched something in you, you're more than welcome to share it with your loved ones. And see you next time. Keep listening to your heart and savoring the nectar